For this project, I read This One Summer by Mariko Tamaki and illustrated by her cousin Jillian Tamaki. It is a 320-page genuine graphic novel published by First Second Books in 2014. This story channels the ups and downs of life as a preteen. Through Rose, a girl who goes to a lake town in the summer with her family, we follow the timeline of 10 days. The transitions are really well done. I especially enjoyed Tamaki's showing passage of time to give an idea of Rose's life at the summer cottage. In the beginning of the graphic novel, we are introduced to Rose and get to know her character a bit. She meets up with her summer friend Wendy. Rose gets a crush on the local store's teen cashier, who they nicknamed Dunk. We learn about her mother Alice and her mental health and see the friction in their relationship, which leads into Act 2. The directional flow pulled me through the book. There were even a few times when Tamaki abandoned the panel altogether and got her point across. She used 2 connecting full-page spreads in significant moments, some of which put me directly in Rose's shoes. It effectively makes use of a page as a mini-comic. The story does have a clear story arc and does fit our 3-act model. It also has a clear character arc, specifically of Rose and her mother Alice. McCloud's ideas of transitions are especially notable when looking at the amount of aspect-to-aspect transitions there are, heavily influenced by the author and illustrator's Japanese background. This is also reflected in the brilliantly detailed artwork and emphasis on the surrounding nature and its metaphorical use. Although Tamaki still uses action to action and subject to subject primarily, and sometimes mixes them all together. Rose's goal, like many preteens, is to enjoy this trip and have fun with her friend Wendy, while she has to deal with a crush and her mother's depression. The conflict in Act 2 supports this as Rose fights against her mother, is crushed by finding out that her crush Dunk got a local girl pregnant, and at times the slight age difference between her and Wendy are tested, and she gets irritated by her behavior. She is going through many things that are common for kids her age to experience and isn't really sure why. So as the story progresses, we are watching her grow as she is growing herself. In the middle of the story, tension rises more between her parents. Her father ends up leaving for a couple of days. Alice's depression and struggle is shown in depth. Rose lashes out at her mother for always being sad. Rose finds out that her crush Dunk got another teen in town pregnant, Jenny. Rose dislikes Jenny because of her crush. Eventually, Rose thinks she sees Jenny cheating, and this sets her off. The temperament of a preteen is brilliantly shown through Rose's character arc. At the end of the story, we see tension between Rose and her best friend Wendy. Wendy doesn't understand why Rose has no sympathy towards Jenny. Again, the delicate balance of teen relationships and friendships are portrayed. At the end of Act 3, everyone is at the beach when Jenny tries to drown herself. Rose's mom, who never set foot in the water the entire trip because she previously miscarried in the water, jumps in and saves her. The resolution is satisfactory. We see Rose's mother in a new light, and her daughter appreciates her more because of it. Tamaki amplifies the thoughts of the teenager by following Rose's thoughts as they drive away. After all the seriousness of what's gone on this trip, Rose leaves the beach town thinking about something as silly and trivial as what size her breasts will be. Rose rekindles admiration and understanding for her mother and has gained sympathy for Jenny. She has grown in this very short but powerful 10-day trip. I would recommend this book to young adults and adults. I've seldom seen any artist or writer capture the essence of youth and summer as well as Jillian and Mariko Tamaki did in This One Summer. An interesting fact about this graphic novel is that despite winning several awards, it was banned from children's bookshelves. Critics argue that it, in fact, was not age-appropriate for its intended audience. Its context of the LGBTQ community, drugs, profanity, and sexual connotations made some uncomfortable. However, these themes couldn't be more relevant to a young adult's experience who have all in some capacity been able to relate to one or more of the characters' experience in this graphic novel. Overall, it's a brilliant graphic novel, and I love the detailed art combined with such a powerful story of what it's like to grow up. The essence of summer was beautifully captured, and it was truly an enjoyable read.